going to take off our 6 21mm lug nuts. All right, so we're just going to spray down this area right here. There we go. Awesome. All right, so we're going to try to take this out. To do that, you're going to use a 12mm socket. Oftentimes, these like to break off into the knuckle. So I like to use a 3/8 air gun. And that just provides vibration. Came out good. If you tried using a ratchet, more than likely it'll just twist and break off. That moves around. Let's move along. So now we're going to push back the caliper pistons. To do that, I'm going to get this little clip out of the way here. Push that here. Push that one. Nice. Come right down here. I'm going to take my screwdriver right in between the rotor and the pad. Just slowly push it in. Try to do the same for up here. Sometimes it can be hard to get your either pry bar or screwdriver in there, but once you get it going. So we're going to remove our mounting bolts right here. You got a 17mm head and another one right there. Just going to find a place to try to hang this. So we're just going to use our pocket screwdriver. We're going to pop this ABS wire free from the clip, just like that. And that gives us a little bit more movement, so we don't have to worry about giving that ABS wire a tug. All right, so I'm just going to use some cutters. Take out that clip. Punch and a hammer. You can tell this pad right here is frozen in there. We'll clean up these pins. We can move along. We've got some hose crimpers. Put that on there. That's going to prevent gravity from drawing fluid down. Now we're just going to remove that. Take out your little clip and your pin. Clip. Pin. Take some caliper grease. You're going to go right along this area right here, this area right there. Okay? Awesome. You can do the same to the other side. This is just the lubing the bonding areas or mating areas. Now we're going to go right along the piston. So we go like that. Right where the pad touches up against the piston. Same thing with the other two. All right. Take your pins and your clips and your caliper, go back to the vehicle. Let's get this caliper on here. Take your line, make sure the fitting spins. Let's see if that's it. Bring the caliper right up and over like this. Caliper bolts. All right, so let's bottom these out. This one. Now we're going to torque them down to 91 foot-pounds. This one. Torqued, torqued. We've got our bolt. We go right through here. This piece goes into there. All right, so we have our pads. You've got your wear indicator. That's going to go on the inside pad. Just take it, just like that. All right. This one, just like that. Grab one of your pins, and you're going to need this clip. This is going to go like this. So take your pin, slide it through like that. You're going to take your M clip here. You got these little ears, okay? You get the little pin. Essentially, it's going to go just like this, and then the ear is going to sit up on top of the pad. All right? So if you have this backwards, it's not going to work. Put it just like that. Continue with your pin. Slide it all the way through. Your little locking clips here. Slide that right through there. Now you're going to take your little ear. You're going to put it inside the pad. Just like that one. Make sure those are pushed in as far as they can. This ear's up on top of the pad there. This one's on top here. You also just want to make sure that this has plenty of space away from the rotor. If it's not, just kind of give it a little pull and then make sure that it's clear. This one, right straight through. Little clip. Slide that through. There it is. Grab our pliers. Pull that off of there. Take off your rubber boot. Take your 8mm wrench. Pop open this bleeder screw. And now you're just going to do something called gravity bleeding, which is where gravity is going to draw the fluid down from your master cylinder and ABS through your hoses, through the line, into the caliper. Eventually the fluid's going to come down in, it's going to force the fluid, the air up and out through here, and you're going to see a trickle of fluid. At that point, you would just close this. All right. And then you would continue on to a manual bleed. So for now, I'm just going to leave this open, let it do the gravity bleed. All right, so we've got a nice trickle going here. Looks like a nice steady flow. We're just going to close this off. All right, that's nice and snug. We'll continue on to the manual bleed, and then once that's done, you would just put your cap back on, clean up the area, and then of course get the wheel on. So let's get the wheel up on here. All right, we're just going to bottom these out real quick. Now we'll bring it down, torque it up. All right, so let's torque down these lug nuts with our 21mm socket to 83 foot-pounds. I'm gonna go crisscross. All right, awesome. So now that we finished the brakes, we're just gonna make sure we pump up the brake pedal.